Two of the early enrollees are in your position group. Just what's it like having them come in right away?
It's been fun, man. Those guys have been working hard, really trying to get caught up with all the other guys. So, not overloading them too much, and just letting them breathe, allow them to play fast, give them some simple tips here and there, and a lot of just watching and seeing what the older guys are doing as they get reps. And, it's been fun to just have them here. So
when you talk to those high school recruits about rolling early and doing this, what are those conversations like with them?
Honestly, we simply just ask if it's something that they want to do. We don't pressure guys into doing it or anything like that. And, it's really just bonus time for them, and really just trying to give them an opportunity to, if they want to get ahead in classes and get a head start with football and learning the fundamentals of our position and really just hold it to that. So it's really just bonus time and gives us an early look at what they can do this level too. So
how big is it for them to have someone like Devin or Daniel to look up to who've been around and done it?
For their overall development, I think it's critical, and I think it really helps them a lot to be able to see just, man, what is their process? What is their day-to-day? What's their routine on a day-to-day basis before practice, right? In meetings. What are they doing after practice? What are they doing during the day? So just to have that example in front of them really kind of helps them set their routine as well, right? For what they want to accomplish and what they want to do, but they're also competitive, right? They want to get in the mix and do some of the same things, but it's a process. It takes time, but it's really critical to have someone that you can look up to compete with, but also to learn from. So,
how are you seeing Devin approach this whole thing? Obviously, big news that he was coming back for another year. Obviously, an established dude, done a lot. What do you see from him? Same stuff that he's done the first 3 years, or is he taking a different approach to this last year?
The intent is the same as it was when he showed up, which has been awesome, right? He is still trying to find little tidbits of what he can do to get better, right? And that's one thing that you just love about the kid is he wants to grow in every aspect of his game, and he's working it all the time. He's constantly hitting me up, just even in terms of just watching film, right? What do I need to have my eyes on? What do I need to look at? What more do I need to understand with defenses, right? Every tidbit that I can give him, I'm giving him, and he's attacking it head on, and he's been awesome in that realm. So
he likes putting that kind of pressure or whatever you want to call it on his shoulders. Like now I've set the bar, so I have to reach it. I have to deliver. Yeah. He talked about that kind of being a big part of his decision to come back. How much fun is that for you? Because that's the kind of guy you could push over and over and over, and you could probably never push too far, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean it's exactly what you want as a coach, and just hitting on the last question as well. I mean, it kind of ties back into how are you now taking your approach, but also bringing guys along with you, right? And that's the one thing that I've challenged him with. He's talking. This is probably the most that he is talking in meetings. Like he's leading the meetings, and I'm still there to guide and teach, but also I want the young man to understand that this is the level of competence you need to get to, right, by this part of your career. So again, everybody in the room, including Daniel, even for himself, right, just the development that he has taken since he's been here as a freshman, talking and leading the meetings more, and that's something that I've challenged the guys with, and they've embraced it. And it's been a lot of fun to just watch and see their competence of the position. So
with Daniel, what have the expectations been like for him, and how's he looked? I mean, obviously it's only really like a half.
Daniel's expectations in itself, he wants to be the very best, right? Just like all of them, right? But I would focus more on his process, and what Daniel's process has been up to this point is how much more do I need to do, right, to continue to be the player that I want to be, right? I mean, the kid has battled so many different things from a health standpoint, and his mindset is probably the best that it's ever been. And I'm extremely excited and have been excited just watching him through spring ball, the way that he's attacking practice, the way that he's attacking walkthroughs, his focus, his intent, right, his demeanor and walkthroughs, like everything from that standpoint is what you want to see out of a guy that's been here for quite a while. So he's definitely putting the pressure on himself to be his very best, in every aspect. So
I've had Johnny Thompson for almost a year now. Just what have you seen from him?
I've seen a lot of growth. He's playing a lot faster. right? His level of competence within what we're doing, schematically and conceptually. Like he is probably having his best spring. Obviously, this is his first spring, but I'm seeing the young man take strides from what I saw in fall camp to now. It's unbelievable. Just the work that he's put in, how the accountability he's put on himself on a daily basis of wanting to be better, wanting to take his approach, tighten up his routine a little bit from what he's doing off the field, and I think the young man is going to have a chance at some point, right? But there's still things to evaluate from that standpoint, and we'll see where kind of everything goes after we wrap up spring.
You ever look at Harry and think you're looking at high shot?
Are you talking about just the physical makeup?
Yeah.
I mean, it's impressive, right? It's impressive to see a young man coming out of high school and enrolling as early as he has, just physically have all the pieces, and that's exciting, and that's the direction we're taking, in the running back room, and everything that Sleeve has really done with him up to this point is, we're still finding different things to work on from a mobility standpoint and all those things to kind of help him be an even better athlete than he already is. I remember the first couple of weeks he was here, Sleeve sent me, I guess, some flying tens that they were doing, and he was at the top of the list. So it's impressive that a young man like that coming out of high school can still find growth, physically, but also now it's just a matter of getting him tied into the playbook even more. And you talk about somebody that calls you at night, asking questions, right, wanting to talk over film. It's almost like Devin Neal all over again, right? Just the demeanor, the want to. I'm really fired up about Harry and really all the guys, but he's really put in a lot of work up to this point. So
how's that happen? Like even when you were playing, right, which isn't that long ago, kids weren't coming out of high school looking like that, were they?
Yeah.
Were they?
you gotta find them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You got to do your research, and within our process, that's a big piece of our process.
Sure.
Is finding guys that are physically capable, and that's something that Coach Leipold's pushing us on as well, right, in recruiting, and making sure that we're looking at every aspect of the young man.
Yeah.
And can they come in, and whether it's early on or not, right? What all can we do to find the very best that we possibly can, right? So when we do get them here, right, whether they're ready to go or not, we know there's still a development piece to it, okay? And that's always going to be the approach. But hey, how fast can we get them on the field, right? And or how much time is it going to take for those guys to contribute? So
what can Sevion bring to the group?
I think what Savion brings more than anything is just comfort, right? Like, he's a reliable guy. And one thing that I really like about Savion is that he's an even-keeled young man. He doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low on himself, and he really balances out the room from a maturity standpoint. Like, he gets it, right? He understands everything that we're doing in our offense. And now it's just a matter of, okay, as we go through spring ball, show us that you can push and elevate the room, right? And that's the challenge, and really that's been the biggest goal right now in spring ball is who else can challenge the room and who else can push and elevate the room. And that's been a fun piece so far, just watching these guys go out and compete. I'm really excited to see what Savion does on Saturday in our scrimmage.
Is there an obvious role that he could inherit? You think about Duff last year, right? Like,
Sure.
He had an obvious role.
Yeah.
Is there one for Sevion?
Savion has a pretty wide skill set.
Sure.
He's a natural ball catcher, really quick feet. He's a slasher type of guy, but he's also can be a one-cut guy as well. And so there's a lot of different realms that he could fit. And really, the idea for us, and he was in agreement as well, of being able to redshirt him last year was huge. To give him that time to even learn even more in terms of our offense and get a base understanding, and I think it's really helped him so far throughout spring as well. Because you see the confidence, right? Every rep that the young man takes, he's hitting it full tilt, and that's exactly what we want to be able to see. So.
Were you having many conversations with Devin about coming back or not, or were you letting him sort of just deal with that on his own?
Honestly, I didn't want to pressure him at all throughout last season, but he knew at some point he needed to. We all needed to have the conversation, and wanted the young man to just be able to focus on the year. I do remember we right before we took the field against Kansas State last year, I said, "Is this your last game in the booth?" He said, we'll find out, right? You know, but I asked him that because I wanted to take in the moment with him, right? And sure enough, I mean, the young man had a heck of a night, but no, I mean, I did not pressure him to want to come back or have too many conversations, and I think that benefited him in a lot of ways because he had a heck of a year, and so did the rest of our team, and now it's a matter of taking that next step. So.
Coach?